Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yeah. So I was talking yesterday, we were discussing about poles and zeros. So let us see this now again. Did you got any information about unit test 2 and final exam?
So on the group, browser had posted that on 22nd April the final exam will be.
Start.
Yes,
And
sir.
then before that, before 20th, we have to complete UT1 and UT2. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
So same thing, UT2 also, I will send you the question bank. So like UT1, you have to do it. So maybe somewhere around 18th or 19th, we can keep that UT2.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
By that time, I think we have to finish this root locus and then Bode plot. So syllabus is completed. Bode plot, they will not be, I mean, we will not keep 10 marks or 14 marks question. But it has to be done on um, logarithmic or semi-log paper. We will see. So
Yes, sir.
here, here, so here now, poles and zeros we are talking about. So poles means expression will be infinity. Hmm? Expression will be infinity, and finite zero means expression will be zero. So like say here now, see, this is now 15 into half of d plus 1. This is what is they have given. So if you convert this into root locus form, so what it will be? Now here you are taking half out, half common. So common means we are dividing. So 50 divided by half, this will become 30 and d plus 2, correct? So now if you substitute d is equal to minus 2 here, then this becomes your expression becomes 0. So d is equal to minus 2 is your finite 0. And here if you substitute d is equal to minus 4, uh, then this becomes expression becomes infinite. At the same time, suppose if you put d is equal to 0, so then also your expression becomes infinite. So here there are two poles, one is 0 and another is minus 4. Now this, when you are directly substituting 0, when you are directly substituting 0 here, so this is also called as the infinite 0. This is also called as the infinite 0. Like here in this expression, there is no infinite 0. Minus 4, then this is minus of 2 plus 3j and so on. Here there are two infinite zeros. See, this is d square. So d square is written as d into d. So here there are two infinite zero, one finite zero, and three poles, that is 0, 0, and minus 7. So like that it is. So how to represent that 0 and poles, that I have told you. Poles is represented by cross and 0 is represented by circle. So let us go ahead. So root locus means we are finding out the locus of the root, and from the root locus we can determine the stability. So there are some rules. 8 to 10 rules are there which you need to follow. So rule number one is number of paths. slightly zoom it. This is rule number one, that is number of paths. So what it says, there are as many separate branch loci as there are roots of the characteristic equation. That means if there are two roots, so there will be two paths or two branch. If there are three roots, then there will be three branch.
Yes, sir.
Like here now, I'll give example for rule number one. So this is the characteristic equation. So d and d plus 3. Okay. So that means this is a quadratic equation, correct?
Yes, sir.
So that means there will be two roots. Quadratic equation means correct. So there will
Yes, sir.
be two branches. There will be two branches. So one is this and another is this. Okay. Here again, how many roots are there? Two roots. This is a quadratic equation. There will be two branches. One is this and another is this. Now second rule, starting and finishing points. So root locus branch. This is called the root locus branch. One branch, two branch. This is one branch, second branch. So what is said? Root locus branch. It starts at the poles of the open loop transfer function and ends at the zeros. So it starts at the pole and ends at the zero. It starts at the pole and ends at the zero. So here it starts at the pole, ends at the zero. Start at the pole, ends at the zero. Huh? So we will see this rule. We will take an example. Now here, how many poles are there? Two poles, isn't it? So d is equal to minus 3 and d is equal to 0. How many finite 0? No finite 0. Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
D is equal to minus 3. So that we mark, this is the pole. So pole we mark by cross and D is equal to 0. That is another pole that we mark here. Okay. There are no finite 0. And since there are two roots, there will be two branches. Alright.
Yes, sir.
No, why no finite 0? Because there is nothing in the numerator. Okay. So now one branch. Now this is 0, isn't it? So this indicates there is a infinite 0. So it will start from this pole and end to infinite 0. So you have to show this by arrow. Then again here it will start, this is a pole and end to 0. So like that you have to show. Take one more example. Now, uh, now you tell me how many poles are here in this. Poles means expression will become infinite. That means denominator should be 0.
Um,
So how many poles? D is equal to,
so two
so which are those two poles? D
minus
is
four and
equal to
zero.
minus 4. So we'll mark this minus 4 and we'll mark this 0. Okay, by cross.
Yes, sir.
Poles are marked by cross. Okay, now how many finite 0? Minus 2. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so that is marked here, this minus 2. And how many infinite 0? One infinite 0. Because see, you can substitute directly d value 0 and you will get this expression as infinite. So one infinite 0. Hmm? So infinite 0 means it is going this side, correct? So now as per this rule, the branch will start at the pole and will end at the 0. So this is pole and this is your finite 0. Another branch is, this is starting at minus 4 and it will end at infinite 0. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
There are two roots. Okay. Shall I go for the next one?
Yes,
Next
sir.
rule. So rule number three: location of infinite zero asymptotes. Asymptotes means any line which is parallel to the root locus and going meeting infinitely. So like suppose if the root locus is like this, Aisa, okay, root locus is like this. So it's a tangent drawn to the root locus and going infinitely. So how to find out the location of infinite zero asymptotes? So here, this is what is your asymptote fields, and this is if the root locus is like this. If the root locus is like this, the line drawn which are tangent is called as the asymptote. So location that so where to locate asymptotes on the real axis. So the angle is given by this relation. This angle of the asymptote is given by this formula, and its location is given by this formula. So angle का formula is n into 180 divided by np minus ns, where n is this
Yes, sir.
even, huh? Odd, positive or negative integers. Np means number of poles, and this is nz, that is number of, sorry, this is ns, number of finite open loop zero. So np is nothing but number of open loop poles, and this is number of finite open loop zero. Then x is the location, so that is summation of p naught minus summation of z naught divided by np minus ns. This np minus ns is same. Hmm? And this is summation of p, that is nothing but sum of open loop poles, and this is nothing but sum of open loop zeros. So we will take an example so that it will be clear. Now this is what is given. So now this is a transfer function. Now here, how many poles are there? Tell me quickly. Minus.
So two are there.
So which are those?
Minus 3 and 0.
Minus 3 and 0. Okay. How many finite 0? Nil. Okay.
Yes,
And
sir.
how many infinite 0? 1.
1.
That is this. Okay. So it's having two roots. So there will be two branches. And poles you have to mark here, that is 0 by cross, and minus 3 like this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. And now these branches will start from poles and will go to 0. So infinite 0. So now how to mark this? This curve. Hmm. So let us see that now. Hmm. So slowly you'll come to know. Now
Yes, sir.
NP is nothing but number of poles. So the number of poles is 2. Number of poles, and number of finite 0 is nil. So 2 minus 0 is equal to 2. Did you understood this?
Yes, sir.
That is this denominator. This denominator. Okay. Now, let's go here. So since there are two roots, there will be two asymptotes. Okay. So alpha is equal to plus minus 1 into 180 divided by 2. So that is equal to plus minus 90. Is this clear? Plus minus 90.
Yes, sir.
So plus minus 90 means one asymptote will go like this and another asymptote will go like this. एक ऊपर और एक नीचे. Plus 90 and minus 90. Correct?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
yeah. Now we'll decide its location on the x-axis. We'll decide its location on the x-axis or real axis. So x is equal to, what is the formula? This is np minus ns. So this is same, that is 2 summation of poles minus summation of zeros. Okay. See, this is sum of open loop poles minus sum of open loop zero. So open loop poles अपना कितना है? Sum. So 1 is, this is 0, correct? Plus minus 3. So that is nothing but
Yes, sir.
0 minus 3 minus, this is 0. Okay. So 0 minus 3 minus 0 divided by 2. So that is equal to minus 1.5. So your asymptotes will start at minus 1.5 and one will go positive 90 degree and another will go negative 90 degree. Okay. So the angle of the asymptote is 90 degree and one is going at plus 90, another is going at minus 90. Alright. We'll take one more example. Now there are three roots. Okay. There are three roots. So how many finite zero? Zero we will talk finite zero and infinite zero. So how many finite zero? Here nil. Correct, no? No finite
Yes,
zero.
sir.
How many poles? Minus 5, minus
3.
3 and 0. 3 poles. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
0, minus 3, minus 5. So now alpha. Okay. So since there are three roots, there has to be three asymptotes. Okay. So alpha is equal to plus minus 1 into 180 divided by np minus ns. np minus ns will be number of poles, that is 3. Number of 0, that is 0. So 3 minus 0, that is 3. So 3 is here. Okay. So plus minus 180 divided by 3. So that is equal to plus minus 60. So plus minus 60 means this is 60 and this is minus 60. Correct? This is, we are
Yes, sir.
going like this. So minus 60. We are going like this. So plus 60. Angles are always measured positive in with respect to x-axis in counterclockwise sense. बराबर ना? Like this. So if it is, how much will be this? This will be पॉजिटिव 300. बराबर ना? ये जो है वो
Yes,
प्लस
sir.
300 और दिस विल बी माइनस 60. So plus 60 and minus 60. You have one more asymptote. Okay, so you need to take another integer value plus minus 3 into 180 upon 3. Okay, so that is 180. Okay,
Yes, sir.
now plus minus 180. So it will be same whether you take plus 180 or whether you take minus 180. Is the same, correct? So third asymptote will be like this. Okay, third asymptote will be like this. Now we got the angle. Now what about its location? Hmm? So summation of poles minus summation of 0. So summation of poles क्या है? 0 minus 3 minus 5. बराबर है?
Yes, sir.
Minus summation of 0, that is 0, and divided by np minus ns, which is nothing but 3. So this is minus 8 upon 3, that is nothing but 2.666. So it will come between minus 2 and minus 3, 2 point, minus 2.66. And from here you have to draw the asymptote. Okay. The question which can be asked is either draw a root locus for a given transfer function or uh, state the rules of root locus with example. So एक example you can give. Rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3.
Yes,
Is
sir.
this clear? Rule number 3.
Yes, sir.
So rule number 3 is this. Another example. Suppose this is the transfer function or we will discuss this later. This was actually for the roots criteria, like how to determine the value of k, that is stability constant. So we are representing this by block diagram. Okay, so this is output, this is the feedback. Okay, then this is what is your transfer function is. So characteristic equation will be, now if you take this plus and minus, so it will be 1 upon 1 plus AB, 1 upon 1 plus AB. So you will get this. So you simplify this. Okay, then you apply Roots criteria. So this is what is Roots array. And since the system is stable, this has to be positive. This has to be positive means this is plus, so this also should be plus. So 120 minus k naught dash divided by 8 greater than 0. So the value of k naught should be less than 120 for the system to be stable. Okay, let's go rule number 4. So location on the real axis. So a point on the real axis lies on the root locus if the total number of real open loop poles and zeros to the right is an odd number. So I will tell this with an example. Location on the real axis. Like now suppose we have, you know, see poles. Let us say open loop poles we have 0 and minus 0, minus 4 and minus 2. Let us say that these are the poles 0, minus 4, huh? And the 0, finite 0 is minus 2. Okay, so this is a circle. Like this is, say, this is an example. This is the transfer function. So what are the poles here? Minus 4, okay, by cross, and this is 0 by cross, okay. And what are the finite 0? Minus 2. So this is by circle. Is this clear? So there are two branches, okay, two branches. Is this
Yes,
clear,
sir.
this one?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Now what it says, a point on the real axis. Like suppose now you have not drawn, okay, the sketch. You are not drawn the sketch of the root locus. So you are just mark this point. Now you want to draw the sketch of the root locus. So how we will draw? Huh? So we know that root locus starts at the pole and ends at the 0. So suppose if you take this point here, now look at the right. Look at the right. Okay. So there is one pole, correct? So odd number, one is odd. So that means from here to here there will be root locus. Now suppose if you stand here at this point. Now on the right hand side, how many poles are there?
So one, no?
One. It's odd. That means in from this point and this point there will be root locus. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now again you stand here. Just ये जो जीरो है ना उसके बाजू में, hmm?
Yes,
That
sir.
is just very close. Again odd number, so there will be
Yes, sir.
root locus. Now suppose if you stand here, यहाँ पे, okay. So up to here there is a root locus. Now you stand here. So how many poles and zero? Two. Correct? No, one pole and one zero. So that's a
Yes, sir.
even number. That's a even number. Okay. That means there will not be any root locus between this and this. Okay. Now you come here just very close to this point, this pole, and look at the right side. Right side may one pole and one zero. Correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
it's a 2. So even number. So no root locus. Now you just come very close to this but on the left hand side and look at the right. So what is the figure now? Two poles and one zero. So 3. Okay. So it's odd. That means there will be a root locus. Now you stand here. Okay. And look at the right. So two poles and one zero. So that is 3. So it's an odd number. That means there will be root locus from here to here. So like that. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
There's a one more example here for this. So this is your D and this is D plus 3. So one pole that is 0. Let us say this is y-axis and this is x-axis, and another pole minus 3. So one is 0 and another is minus 3. This is 0 and this is minus 3 and infinite 0. And now you can determine the asymptote. So it is the same earlier example. So plus 90 and minus 90. You also uh, find out the location. So location was minus 1.5 earlier example. So now you can go on checking. So if you stand here, look at the right hand side. So there will be root locus because it's a odd number. So like that it is. huh? But this example
Yes,
is
sir.
sufficient. This example is clear. Now we'll go for rule number 5. Which has become ulta.
Yes, sir.
Right. I'll rotate it. You rule number 5. Rule number 5 is most simplest. Symmetry of the root locus plot. So root locus plot is symmetrical about the real axis. That is, this is a real axis. So root locus plot will be symmetrical about the real axis. Whatever you have on the top, same thing you will get it at the bottom. Hmm? That is the simplest. जैसा कि हम लोग को 60 डिग्री वाला देखा था, तो पॉजिटिव 60 एंड नेगेटिव 60. ठीक है. रूल नंबर 6, location of the breakaway and break-in points. Breakaway means where the root locus is breaking, and break-in means where the root locus is again meeting. That is what is called as the breakaway and the break-in.
Yes, sir.
So let us find out now how to calculate this breakaway and break-in. So this is block diagram. So from the given characteristic equation, you can also find out the block diagram. See, this is k euro dash. This is nothing but the stability constant upon t into t plus 3, and this is a unity feedback. So if you, and this is positive and if this is minus, so a upon 1 plus ab, a upon 1 plus ab will give you this characteristic equation. You can calculate. Okay, so yeah, I have also given this a upon 1 plus ab. So this is a k0 upon d plus 3 divided by ab. So you will get this. Okay. So how many now poles? How many poles? There will be two poles, isn't it? That is minus 3 and 0. Okay. How many finite 0? No finite 0. Alright. And how many infinite 0? 1, that is d is equal to 0. Is this clear? So two
Yes, sir.
poles, if you can see these two poles, okay, then one infinite 0, right, and then finite 0 will be nil. All right.
Yes, sir.
So this is imaginary axis and this is real axis. So we are marking now this one pole at 0, another pole at -3. Now where it will break in. So how to find out that break in and breakaway point? So you have this characteristic equation. Okay, so K you have to take as a subject. So you make it, you keep it on the left hand side. This one you take it on the right hand side. Hmm? And then you differentiate this with respect to D. So you will get this. Now, if you equate it to 0, then you will get breakaway point and the remaining will be break-in point. So if you take this example, this will be clear here. Like say this is a characteristic equation d square plus 3d plus k naught dash is equal to 0. Okay, so you make this as a subject. So that is equal to minus d square minus 3d. Now you differentiate this. So that's equal to minus 2d and minus 3. Okay. So now if you equate this to 0, is this clear? What I'm
Yes, sir.
what I explained? Now you differentiate this, so this will be minus 2d and minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay. So the value of d is minus 2d is equal to 3. So d is equal to minus 1.5. Alright. D is equal to minus 1.5. So minus 1.5 is your breakaway point. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now if we have this transfer function, now this diagram is for this transfer function. This diagram is for this transfer function. So here poles, two poles, 0 and minus 4, 0 and minus 4. Okay. What about finite 0, minus 6? That is this minus 6. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And infinite 0. How many infinite 0?
The one.
1. That is this. बराबर है? D is equal
Yes.
to 0. Now root locus starts at poles and ends at 0. So we don't know how, so whether it is starting here, and how it is going to end here. Huh? So what we'll do, we will first find out the characteristic equation. Okay, इसका. Then we will differentiate. Okay, and once you differentiate, so you will get like this. Okay, you can practice this. D into D plus right. Huh? So you will get the two values. D is equal to minus 2.5 and D is equal to minus 9.5. Okay. So the first is minus 2.5, that is nothing but the breakaway point. So that is this. And minus 9.5 is nothing but the break-in point. So there are two root locus because there are two branches because there are two roots. So one is like this, okay, So from pole it is starting, okay, and it is breaking here, and another is it is starting from here and it is breaking here and again meeting this zero. So like that it is. Break away and break in turn. Not that complicated. So this is उसका जो था ना break away and breaking. So this is what the calculation for this is. हाँ? The diagram is earlier मतलब ऊपर दिखा है ठीक है. Only there
Yes,
was
sir.
a problem थोड़ा rotate. So you have done this. You have found out the characteristic equation. So this is the characteristic equation. And so k naught you are separated. Then you have differentiated this. Now आपको इसको equate to zero करो this. Okay. And if you equate this to zero, then you will get that value of d as minus 2.5. Look here and minus 9.5. So minus 2.5 is nothing but breakaway, and minus 9.5 is your break in. Okay. Now rule number 7 is crossing the imaginary axis. Like suppose this is a root locus. Okay. So where it is crossing the imaginary axis. Now if the root locus is like this, it is not crossing. But if it is the root locus is like this, then it is crossing imaginary axis. That is nothing but y-axis at this point and at this point. So how to how to find out that crossing imaginary axis? So let us take earlier example. How many poles here? 3. 0, minus 3, minus 5. Finite 0, nil. Infinite 0, 1. Okay, no finite 0. So you have already find out the angle. Okay, you have already find out the location minus 2.66. That is earlier rules. Now where it will cross this imaginary axis, that is this point. So how to find out that? So for that, what you have to do, you first find out the characteristic equation from the given transfer function. Okay, from the given transfer function. Okay, यहाँ से आप characteristic equation निकालो. Characteristic मतलब this. You first draw a block diagram and then uh, take unity, okay, and find out the characteristic equation. That's not a big task. You can find out very easily. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Characteristic equation कैसा निकालने का? So say this is a characteristic equation. Now you equate it to zero. Okay. Then you substitute, this is a procedure. Then you substitute JB for D. Okay. You substitute JB. J is nothing but your imaginary axis, stands for the iota. So let us now, this is the XI. Okay. So substitute JB for D and rearrange, group it. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Equate it to zero. Okay. Equate it to zero. After substituting, equate it to zero. See, this is what is your characteristic equation is. इसको खोल दिया, so you got this. Okay. So that is equal to zero. देन यहाँ पे ये जो डी क्यूब है ना वहाँ पे आपने जे भी सब्स्टिट्यूट किया, सो यू गॉट जे क्यूब बी क्यूब. यहाँ पे डी स्क्वायर है, so you got this 8, then j square b square, then this is 15 jb plus k naught dash, that is equal to 0. ठीक है. Now this what you have done, you have grouped into real part and imaginary part. see, you know that I, isn't it? I is an imaginary number. Okay, so similarly you have J here. Okay, that is a imaginary number. J here is a imaginary number. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so now this you have written in real part and imaginary part. Real part and imaginary part. Okay, now this is equal to 0. See, now here it is written only in one line, but you have to write in two lines. Like यहाँ पे आपने एक लिखा यहाँ तक from here to here. The next line you write this. Now this is equal to 0. That means what? What does it mean? This should be 0 and this should be 0. Okay. So we will say real part is equal to 0 and this also has to be equal to 0. Then only this expression will become 0. Okay. Now when I say this is equal to 0, huh? Or when I say this is equal to 0, so 15 minus b square is equal to 0. That means b is equal to under root of 15. Okay. And if I substitute the value of b square as 15, so I will get k naught ka value as 120. 15 into 8 is 120. That means, see, this under root of 15, that means this will cross, okay, at under root of 15 plus or minus I. I or j is nothing but your imaginary axis. Is this clear? This one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how will represent on the y-axis? How will represent on the y-axis plus minus under root of 15 I. The j is nothing but your I, that is iota. All right.
Yes, sir.
So that is what is your crossing the imaginary axis. Now you have angle of departure and angle of arrival. So this is in case of complex. If we have poles which are complex, so that time this rule is applicable. Angle of departure and angle of arrival. So angle of departure is found by this relation. Psi is equal to this summation of phi z minus summation of phi p minus n into 180 degree. So if there are complex poles and complex zero, then you need to find out the angle of departure and angle of arrival. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let us see now. So this is what is your complex pole is. Complex pole means what? There will be real part as well as there will be imaginary part. That is what is called as the complex pole and complex zero. Like now, this is a complex pole. Why this is a complex pole? Because there is a real part as well as there is a imaginary part. This is what is your real part and this is your imaginary part. Basically. See, minus see now if I'll give this example. Like in this case, you have complex pole. In this case, you have complex pole. Zero is how much? Finite zero will be minus one. And what will be your complex pole? Complex pole will be इसका opposite. Correct, no? 1.5
Yes, sir.
plus j का opposite. So this is your complex pole. ये हो गया complex pole. And this is ये देखो क्रॉस एंड दिस इज योर finite zero. This is your finite zero. Then rule number 9 and 10, they are not much used. Some of the roots of the characteristic equation and scaling the root locus. They are not much used. So what you have to remember is rule number 1 to 7. So now suppose this. A system has the open loop transfer function. So sketch the root locus. So this you have to draw it on a graph paper. Huh? That is actually much more simpler. So now there are how many roots? There are three roots. That means there will be three branches. So one, two, and three. How many poles are there? Three poles. Run कौन सा? -8, -1 and 0. So देखो 0, okay. Then -8 and another is which one? -1. Correct, na?
Yes, sir.
So 1, 2, and 3. Finite 0, no finite 0. Correct. So you can find out now asymptotes. So asymptotes will get 60 degree, 60 degree, and 0 degree. I'll show you the calculation. Okay. Then you can find out the location. Location we already found out earlier example. If you remember, -2.33, isn't it? So -2.33 will be here. Then you can find out the breakaway point and break-in point. Okay. So breakaway and break-in point. So where it is breakaway and break-in point. Then you can also find out where it is crossing the imaginary axis. So crossing the imaginary axis is here. That is this and this. Okay. So this is what is called as the plot. Okay. And these are your asymptotes. So let us see now iska calculation. So this you have simplified. So you got like this. So there will be three roots. That means there will be three branches. That is rule number 1. Rule number 2, open loop poles 0, -1, -8. Okay. And you don't have finite 0. So it will end at infinity, infinite 0. Then asymptote angle we already calculated, ±60 and ±180. Then asymptotes intersect the real axis at. So summation of poles. I'm sorry, it was not -2.33. It is something different. This is -1 because that is not the same. Example. So this is -1, -8, no finite 0. Okay. Then number of poles is 3 and number of 0 is 0. So -9 upon 3. So that is -3. You got this? So
Yes, sir.
asymptote will intersect at -3. That's why I was looking for -2.33. So I was surprised. See, asymptotes are starting at -3. This point is -3. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Correct, no? -3. It is not -2.33. It is -3. Okay. So it is -3. Right? Now, where does the locus exist? The locus will exist between 0 and -1 and between -8 and -infinity. Between 0 and -1. इसके बीच में locus will be there. Because if you stand here, right side में देखेंगे odd number. If you stand here, right side में देखें odd number. So यहाँ से यहाँ तक there will be root locus. Now if you stand here, right hand में देखेंगे तो it's a even number. So no root locus. Okay. If you stand here or if you look at the right hand side, it's a even number. 1 and 2 poles. So no
Yes,
root
sir.
locus from here to here. Now if you stand here, there will be three poles, so odd number. So from here to here, there will be root locus. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Sure, na? Do not hesitate to
Yes.
ask. Rule number 5 तो simple है. It is symmetrical. बराबर ना? Whatever you get here, same thing you will get here. Rule number 6, you have to find out the breakaway point. So you have this characteristic equation. आपने k को बाहर निकाला, so you get this. Then differentiate किया, equate it to 0, so you get this, right? So value of d you got minus 0.5 and minus 5.5. बराबर है. So minus 0.5 will be your breakaway और जो आगे का रहेगा, let us see minus 5.5. So minus 0.5, that is here, that is where your root locus is breaking. Okay, and where is your minus 5.5? It is somewhere here, but there is no root locus, correct? No, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ. So that means minus 5.5 you have to ignore, correct? So in this case, the root locus, they are not breaking in, they are only breaking out, and it is true because they are going to infinite. बराबर ना? This is also going to infinite, this is also going to infinite, and this is also going to infinite. You understood this?
Yes, sir.
There is no break in, correct? There is no break in, there is only break
Yes,
away.
sir.
Minus 5.5 is, this is your minus 5, and minus 5.5 will be here, but there is no root locus, isn't it, between this and this? And we know root locus starts from poles and ends at infinite zero, correct? No. So
Yes,
all
sir.
the three locus, they are starting at this and ending at infinite zero. So that was your rule number 6. That is, it is breaking at minus 0.55, and this you have to ignore. Then at the breakaway point, you can find out the value of constant. जो breakaway point था, what was the breakaway point? That was minus next year का चालू हो गया. Yeah, so this is minus point. So this you understood, no? Breakaway and break in, and
Yes,
at
sir.
minus 5.5, you will get the value of stability point. At minus 0.5, not so this we are ignoring. Now where it is crossing the imaginary axis, so how to find out that where it is crossing the imaginary axis? So in the characteristic equation you have to substitute JB. Okay, okay, so substitute for JB. Now this you group into real part and imaginary part. Okay, so you will get this. You know, no, real part J is nothing but I. Remember,
Yes, sir.
J is nothing but I. Then since this equation is equal to 0, this has to be 0 and this has to be 0. Alright.
Yes, sir.
So if I equate this to 0, so I'll get the value of B as plus or minus. And if I substitute here, I will get the value of K0. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
that's the point where it is crossing the imaginary axis. Square root of plus or minus 8. I hope you understood this.
Yes, sir.
See, here it is. 8 minus b square is equal to 0. So you will get b square. 8 minus b square is equal to 0. So you will get b square is equal to 8. So b is equal to plus or minus under root of 8. So that is what is your point where it crosses the imaginary axis. This point. Okay. The square root of 8 is somewhere around 2.83. So here it is crossing the imaginary axis. And if you substitute this value, you will get the value of constant k, that is 72. And here also you got the value of k, that is 17 by 8. So this is how you complete the root locus for this particular example. Now here there is we have not taken any, because for this particular example there is no complex pole or there is no complex zero. So rule number 8 is not applicable. There are no complex open loop poles or zeros. Huh? So rule number 8 is not applicable. And rule number 9 and 10 you can ignore. All right.
Yes, sir.
So we'll stop here. I have class. And Tekte, how is your schedule now? Tomorrow you're
Tomorrow
free
I
or you,
nothing is told yet,
uh-huh.
but today I have one more lecture now. I think
What time?
maybe at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. ठीक है हाँ जैसा as per your ability and my ability will conduct and will try to finish
Okay, sir.
as early as possible. I will
Yes, sir.
again revise this root locus and Bode plot. Maybe another 2-3 lectures we should be able to finish. Uh,
Yes, sir.
okay. So thank you.
This is the last chapter, sir.
No, one more chapter is there. Bode plot.
Okay, okay.
One more chapter. See, root locus, and then one more chapter is there. Bode plot, and then just a summary of entire control engineering.
Okay, sir.
Bode plot can be kept. It can be keeping option also. Bode plot, because you will be getting option, isn't it? So
Yes, sir.
Bode plot. But since academic point of view, I want to touch upon this also. Bode plot. So that's why I would like to teach Bode plot also.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Sir, in the final exam,
Uh,
uh, as the Rao sir has sent that photo, it is only written theory and MCQ. So the
uh,
numericals will be asked in what, like?
See now, total it is 80 marks question, correct?
Yes, sir.
Out of 80 marks question, it will be divided into 40 and 40. So question number 1 will be MCQ. There will be 20 MCQ, 2 marks
Okay.
each. 20 MCQ, 2 marks each. So that will be 40 marks.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Then question number 2 will be descriptive, 20 marks. And question
Yes,
number
sir.
3 will be again descriptive, 20 marks. So now question number 2 can be 5 marks each, 4 questions,
Yes, sir.
or and question number 3 can be 10 marks each, 2 questions.
Okay.
Then question number 2 may you can have either 5 marks question 2, or you can have one 10 mark question also. You
Okay.
got it?
Yes, sir.
And question number 3 will be 10 by 10 marks ka 2 questions. There is question number 2 may also you will have option. Like suppose if it is 5 marks, then you'll have to solve 4 questions out of 5. Question number 3, it is 10 marks, 2 questions. So you'll have to solve 2 questions out of 3. Like that it will. Hmm?
Yes, sir. And sir, will it like we have to write it and send a
Ha,
PDF, or how will it be?
you'll have to write question number 2 and question number 3. You'll have to write. MCQ, so
Okay.
you'll have to just mark it because that will be sent
Okay.
on the Google form. and there will be
Okay.
auto correction. It will be proctored exam, means you will have to keep camera on, so you cannot
Okay.
refer your books or notes. That let me clear,
Yes, sir.
because throughout the exam, no, you will be supervised, because this is a semester exam, no, university exam. It's not a unit
Yes,
test.
sir.
So, like normal unit test, you can refer books, etc. But in this exam, so far means whatever we are conducting, I am telling you. I don't know
Yes, sir.
what yours, but at undergraduate we are conducting like this. It is structured. So we ask the students to join in a Google Meet. So all the students they are joining half an hour before, and then all the students will keep their camera on. Uh, So we will send the invitation. Then 5 minutes before we upload the question paper. Okay. Then 2 hours ka exam. Then that becomes your 2.5 hours. Then we ask the students again to wait for half an hour, and we check whether every student he has submitted the answer paper or not. And once we
Yes,
ensure
sir.
that all the students they have submitted, then we allow them to leave. We conclude the meeting like that.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll stop.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.